deficit by $3 trillion. President Obama, in his final budget, fiscal year 2017, his cumulative deficit was about $6 trillion. 4 years later, President Trump's final budget for fiscal year 2021, his cumulative deficit over 10 years was $5.6 trillion. I mean, neither one of those presidents ever projected a deficit more than $1 trillion. When President Biden came into office, he has yet to produce a budget where he proposed a deficit less than $1.3 trillion. So we went from President Trump's budget in fiscal year 2021 of $5.6 trillion. A year later, President Biden projected a 10-year deficit of $14.5 trillion. The following year, another $14.4 trillion. Last year's budget, he was projecting $17 trillion of 10-year cumulative deficit. This budget now is $16.3 trillion. Now, I see President Biden's budget going up $8 trillion over Trump's, then going up another $3 trillion over his own budget, and now coming down $1 trillion less than not even $1 trillion, about $700 billion less. Where do you come up with saving $3 trillion in deficit?
I know. Why do you have her working? That's a stupid ass lady.
Which compares the budget that he's proposed with the baseline that would exist if.
Hey, talk to this crazy bitch. That bitch retarded.
He came in with was $5.6 trillion. He bumped that baseline to $14.5 trillion, maintained the $14.5 trillion, bumped that to $17 trillion, so he increased it $3 trillion. I guess brought it down $700 billion. Again, where do you get a $3 trillion reduction in deficit?
That's what I want to know.
Other than just making it up, pulling it out of thin air.
Yeah.
Which is what you've done.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Well, the president is not pulling it out of thin air. He's proposing a number of savings.
Where's the calculation? Tell me how you calculate.
Where she get that number from? Where do you get that number from?
You go from $5.6 trillion to 14.5, 17, and now 60. Where is a $3 trillion reduction deficit ever shown in the president's own budgets?
Well, I think if you look at the budget and you examine the tables, the tables.
I'm looking at the budget. I got the numbers here.
Okay, I do too.
I can do the math.
Table S3 gives the budget baseline, and then
Man, these are the people that we got running the fucking country. Are we fucking stupid?
Again, the proposed budget, and you compare those two, and you'll see exactly where those numbers
provide me that calculation, please. Okay, I'd like to see that because I'm giving the numbers here, so I appreciate that calculation. Let me ask you a question. Do you know how much the federal government spent in total only 4 years ago in fiscal year 2019?
Well, that was pre-pandemic.
I realize that.
I don't have that number in front of me, but
okay. Well, it was $4.4 trillion. You know how much U.S. population has grown since that point in time?
A few percent.
Yeah, less than 2%. Do you know how much you're proposing? What percent increase in you're proposing spending next year? We went up, from $4.4 trillion. Population grew at 2%. Do you know what percent?
The population.
Hey, once you're in the casino, head straight for the restrooms and plant an explosive in one of the toilets. Trust me, okay? This is going to be our distraction.
The question is, you're increasing spending 63%. Almost $3 trillion over what we spent. 4.4 up to 7.3 trillion. How can you justify that? Senator Johnson, let's
stupid, man.
Well, the president has proposed a budget that I regard as fiscally responsible. You are looking at one metric, which is the dollar value of the deficit. I think a more relevant economic measure.
That's why we $34 trillion in debt, because of assholes like this.
We have a strongly growing economy with a much larger GDP. And if you look at table S1, you'll see that the proposed budget stabilizes real net interest over 10 years at an historically normal level. And the president's budget helps Americans lower costs that are tremendously burdensome
Boy, look who we allowing to run our shit.
Service so that they can collect taxes that are due and shrink what is an utterly enormous tax gap amounting to about $150 billion a year.
The president's massive deficit spending has caused the value of the dollar to decrease from $1 to 85 cents during his administration. That's what the president's budget.
Time of the gentleman's expired. Senator Beck. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Man, that's just go to show you, bro, how much we going through some bullshit with a whole bunch of bullshit ass people. But on the real, we are the stupid ones. We're allowing these assholes to run our business straight into the shitter. And I say it again, because I mean it, just as I'm saying it. We are the stupid ass guinea pigs. We are the stupid ass sheep. We are the stupid ass lab rats. Not thinking, just going along to get along with the fucking elites. The elite assholes that made this whole fucking game up. It's time for us, the motherfucking sheep, to realize who's lying to who and get this shit up on the real. Don't make no sense. None at all. It's time to let things leave it alone or give it up. I'm just saying. Truth be the truth. What we gonna do? What we gonna do?